Today we're going to look at what a river is like in its upper course. Now we know that rivers flow in channels. Here is our river channel. Let's make our river blue. Here's our river and it's flowing in the river channel. So this is our river channel here. Channels have beds at the bottom and banks at the side. But channels are in the bottom of valleys. So rivers flow in the bottom of valleys. Now a valley is a dip in the land. Here's our valley. You can see that that is a dip in the land. And it's a dip between two hills. And the top of those hills we call peaks. So we've got the peak, the hill, the valley, the dip, and then the peak, the hill on the other side. And the shape of the channel and the shape of a valley that rivers flow in change as a river flows from its source, from its start, to its mouth, its end in the sea or ocean. We know that rivers start in upland areas, hilly areas, where it rains a lot. Our river starts and it flows, and then it will start to flow through flatter areas. And it will flow all the way down until it gets to the sea. And the start of a river is called its source, and the end of the river is called the sea. But because that diagram is a bit complicated, geographers draw it in a slightly different way. We draw it like this. Here, the highest part of the diagram is the source, and that shows where the river starts is above the sea, it's in an upland area, hilly area, so it's higher. The lowest part, that's where the river's at the level of sea, it's sea level. So that's the mouth. This diagram of a river that shows how a river changes from its source to its mouth is called the long profile. And geographers divide up the long profile of a river into three sections. The upper course, the middle course, and the lower course. That just means the upper part of the river, the middle part of the river, and the lower part of the river. And the shape of a river valley and the shape of the river channel change as a river flows from the upper into the middle and out to the lower course. And today we're going to be looking at the shape of the river valley in the upper course. Now we already know that the source, the start of the river is in a hilly upland area. So here are our hills, but the valley, the dip between the peaks, here the valley in the upper course is V-shaped. It's got really steep sides. Can you see that that line is very steep? So we call that steep sides. And it looks a bit like a V shape here. We've got a V. So we call it a V-shaped valley. And our river flows along the bottom of that V-shaped valley. But why is it so steep-sided? Why is the valley V-shaped? Well, that valley has to be made by something. And the valley is actually made by the river. When the river starts off, it will form a very very small dip in the hills. So here's our river flowing and it's caused a very small dip. Over time, that dip will get bigger. And over another 1,000 years, that dip will get bigger. And over another 1,000 years, that valley, that dip, it gets bigger until it becomes a V-shaped valley. So why is the valley getting deeper and more V-shaped? One of the things that rivers do is they erode material. Erosion is the breaking down of things by movement. So when I say material, what I mean is rocks and soil. So rivers break down rocks and soil. Let's go back to our river channel. We've got the bed and the banks. And here is our river flowing in the river channel. The water will erode the bed. It will break it down. It will make the bed deeper. It will erode the banks. It will make the banks move backwards so the channel gets wider. And as it does this, it also erodes the valley it's in. So because water breaks things down, it breaks things up, makes them smaller, takes them apart, it changes the shape of the channel and the valley. So for millions and thousands of years of being broken down in the upper course, the valley gets steeper and deeper to form that V-shaped valley.